disenchanted lullaby.
There is no truth until you decide what truth is, and each person should find that truth out for his or herself.
All right, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right.
Good, good. So the question I'm going to ask you today is, when you come to these events, for one, how does it make you feel? And for people who see what the Meta Center is doing and see about the events that are coming up and who shy away from these type of experiences, what kind of advice would you give them?
The way that I feel about the events, it's always a lot of excitement and nervousness around it. I always feel like I'm pushing closer to a breaking point whenever I come to. It's kind of like similar to people going to church every Sunday. Like I'm gonna deal with whatever I was dealing with that last week and try to really push through and get some knowledge, get some wisdom. I usually feel very aligned too. I can tell that me being here is very much aligned with my actual purpose, on the planet. Versus most people, this is the way that they needed to receive certain knowledge and pick up on certain wisdoms. And it's always good to see how many people are coming together too, who are taking part in this and actually trying to take on the truth in this way. It's very open-ended. I feel like that's very brave because you can come to meetings and events like this and it's nothing at all. Like you don't get nothing from nobody. The teachers are all over the place, or they trying to sell you something. But I especially felt like this class was just like straight to the point, and I feel like every class has been given more and more information, the superhuman classes and the other kind of classes too, and this actually gave me some ideas for what kind of research I can do on my own now, where I don't have to depend on communities like this, and I can actually do things on my own.
100%. Now, for people who are going to go to future events who have children, I know you have a child yourself. How would you describe the environment it is here for children and the information that they soak in? Like, is it a child-friendly space?
Definitely. I know, I don't want to get no gems from the class, but I definitely feel like I could trust a lot of the people here with my child. He was kind of doing his own thing, way ahead of me half the time, getting into all different conversations and interactions. It kind of gave me a chance to let go. I tend to be very possessive and controlling as a parent, so it was nice to just let things flow naturally. And it's also nice for them to interact with other children that will be introduced to ideas like this, especially with the series of superhuman classes. Just even that whole idea of seeing superheroes and villains in different cartoons or TV shows, whatever, and then actually getting to interact and be social with other children and those that are even open to these ideas, so you can actually have a space where you can test these things out or talk it out and actually see, have their own gauge outside of who their parents are or what other children are participating in things, because it's probably hard to get a lot of support for things that we have here for a child in, day-to-day school, especially public schools or even charter or private school too. So, unless you have like one good friend that's always supporting you.
That one good uncle or something.
Yeah, somebody that's really, in there with you.
Yeah.
You most likely won't get that. So I definitely feel like my child can get that when I'm here.
100%. Now, I appreciate you. Do you mind if Tony uses this for the channel?
No, that's fine.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, how you doing?
I'm well. I feel amazing.
You feel amazing. That's what I like to hear. Now, the first question I'm going to ask you today is first, for one, how did you feel about the event? And two, how do you feel, what kind of advice would you give people who haven't been to any of these events who may feel like uncomfortable?
Well, first I'll say, since I guess I look at the camera, I was captivated when the flyer was released. I had started setting my intention right then and there, so that was like, 3-4 months ago, up until the actual date. I'm full. I came, I got what I came for, rather. Whole new perspective on how I can actually really work the trauma out and ask myself those hard questions and just sit with myself more and deeply, So it was amazing, as always, as I expected. For someone who is brand new, the environment is warm, it's inviting. Even if you're shy, timid, or you're new, because this is only my second time around my family, and I feel, obviously like way more open this time than last time, because last time I was quiet and everything, but it's warm, there's nothing to worry about, we're all family, and it's all love.
100%. Now, how important is it, how important is the community overall? Because I know we both come from New Hampshire, and and community, I mean, as like a metaphysical community, like, just how ecstatic do you feel knowing that, where you come from and where you are now, intellectually, spiritually, knowing where you come from, like, just.
I don't even think I could put it into words, because it's a feeling inside. It's just like an energy that's just floating around, inside, outside, all around. I don't know, I can't really put it into words. It feels light. It feels light on this side. Community is important, of course, because a lot of us, we look outside of ourselves to be part of something unknowingly and not even know what we want. But I feel it was all divine how I even came across Dr. Blair to now being here in Chicago. Like, it was just meant to be, So community is very important, but also community and like-minded, like, you gotta know what you want and what you like and what's for you, because you might find yourself in a community like I have before, that I, thought was a place for me, and it wasn't. And it took some really tough lessons to be, that I had to learn to figure out that it wasn't the right place. No. But yeah, this is the right place.
All right. Appreciate you. Now, do you mind if Tony uses this for the channel?
No, of course not.
Cool. All right, how you doing, sir?
How you doing?
Good. So the first question I'm going to ask you today, Ed, is how do you feel about the event and the information that was shared today?
I think it was awesome. It's always awesome. We've been doing this for some years now, and I think it was enlightening. You know what I mean? I think some people got some good information out of it. Yeah.
Now, for the people out there, let's say the other women out there or other men that aren't too sure about how the women are here, how would you describe the women that gather here at the Meta Center?
Oh man, the women here are beautiful. They're amazing. They come in, they're humble, right? They're eager to learn, right? They're not judgmental, right? They come in here with an open mind and an open heart. So anybody, I suggest, if you want to come to an event and you have your hiccups about it, I say come. Just let your hair down, like the females will say.
Yes, sir. Now I appreciate you. Do you mind if Tony uses this for the channel?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. How you doing, Antoine?
All good, man. All good.
Good. Yes, sir. So the first question I'm going to ask you today, sir, is what's your recap of the event and how important is it for people to come to spaces like this?
Man, recap, informative, clear, connecting certain dots. I would have to definitely say that. Certain information, I took notes, but just being amongst like-minded individuals and hearing the information, I'm left with more things to think about, and
Hey, have a good one.
I'm going to
You're left with more things to think about.
I got a lot of meditating to do, a lot of inner healing, soul searching, just to end up finding out who I am to be me. And I think it's truly vital for people to come to these spaces just to get a different energy, feel, welcomed, no strangers, everyone here in some space or form is family, whether we know it or not. It's a beautiful feeling. It's like a different type of re-energizing, you know? I think it's healthy, real healthy.
100%. Now, a lot of the people who did come to the event, we all had similar experiences in regards to hurdles that we had to get over, and
See you later now.
I see it.
Keep on live.
Yes, sir.
Come on, how many steps?
All right, David.
Oh, we can.
Yeah. So how do you feel about like everyone here had similar experiences and they had to go through hurdles to get to the event. Explain the event that you went through and how do you describe it as like a blessing and all the love and all that stuff.
As you can see, I'm dealing with a crutch right now. I got side railed. Somebody hit me while I was on my e-scooter on Saturday, and I would say that was my main obstacle, which could have prevented me from coming out here, but I was determined, man. Thank the universe, I was healed in enough time for me to actually, be able to manage this amount of energy. But it was well worth it. I wouldn't have been able to get this type of information and teaching if I would have stayed at home. So, very valuable.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Now, do you mind if Tony puts this on the channel?
I don't.
All
God
right.
bless, man. Thank you.
All right. How you doing?
Fine. How you doing?
Good. Now, the question I'm going to ask you today is, how do you feel about the event, and how important is it to be in spaces like this?
I feel great about the event. I think it's really important for people who are searching for answers and they can't find it on their own. So with Tony, who's an expert, it helps them to get answers to questions and guide them in the right direction. Yeah. So I think it's a really, really wonderful event that he has that's just open for everybody, open for the public.
100%. Now, as a woman, how do you feel about like how your comfort and if there's any advice you give other women who want to come to one of these events? As a woman, how would you describe how you felt and like respect-wise and things of that nature?
I felt good. I felt very comfortable as a woman. I like that. I mean, it was about just people and hope. It's not like specifically
about a gender.
Gender. And so I always like to listen to people talk about everyone as a whole, you know. But then you can ask him questions specifically on gender, and he have answers to that too as well. So, as a woman, I feel great about it.
Appreciate you. Now, do you mind if Tony uses this for the channel? Sure. All right, thank you. All right, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, yourself?
Good. So for one, the first question I'm going to ask you is what brought you to the event today?
I've been following the Melon Center for about maybe 4 years now, and so basically going to the meetings, Tony and the Melon Center, they have good topics, and this one was kind of more interesting as far as opening up your doorways, and that was pretty much interesting. And basically, mental health is a big issue here now in this country, and coming to the knowledge that was provided today to be able to unlock that doorway and finding your true self is powerful.
Yes, sir. And a lot of us here who were here and attended had to go through various means to get here and trials and tribulations and things that would happen in our lives. How important is for people to push through and to still show up to events like this that are just to benefit self?
It's definitely beneficial because if you come definitely is the reason why you're here. Is it something that's going to be said or given or a question that somebody might bring that might help you, or something that you might be going through? Like it was a couple of things that he said that touched me personally that I can look to see to work on myself, you know, when I leave here today. So this was it's definitely a very powerful presentation. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And now, do you mind if Tony uses this for the internet and posts it on the channel or anything like that?
Oh, that's fine with me.
All right, cool. Appreciate you, Chris G.
All right.
Yes,
Thank you.
All right, how you doing, sir?
Doing good.
Good. So the first question I'm going to ask you today is just how did you feel about the event? And for people who haven't been in spaces like this, how would you describe your first time and things of that nature?
I would say transformation. I think that Tony's doing an excellent job in picking up the baton from Dr. Blair, continuing his legacy. And I definitely feel like Dr. Blair is smiling down, from the man and the ancestors on what he was doing. As far back as I can remember studying and learning from Dr. Blair, I always recall him talking or speaking about Tony or to Tony during several of the videos, workshops, all the things I've learned from him. I remember Tony being a part of it. And so I feel like what he's doing now with these events, with the Medicine channels, with the Medicine website, I feel like he's picking up the baton and running with it. I feel like he's doing a phenomenal job with it. So I feel like anybody who's on the journey to spirit, the journey to healing, the journey to ascending, into that higher realm, that higher level of consciousness, and that higher vibrational frequency in terms of beingness, I think should definitely tap in. Not only to the, go ahead,
100%. Now, as a father, how do you feel about being able to be in a space like this, knowing that you're going to be equipped with certain information that you can apply that's going to benefit their lives in the long run?
I feel empowered. That's the answer I would give, because I feel like everything that we learn, for me personally, especially with my children, not just my own children, but children in my community and my family, etc., I always try to give them as much as I can. So in terms of the event, Tony spoke about cooking up a dish. And so when we're able to feed our children with this type of information, I feel like it's feeding them mentally, physically, spiritually, and that, I feel like it'll ultimately equip them to be successful financially as well. And so that way they're able to hit all phases of life, in this existence to be successful.
100%. Now, I appreciate you. Do you mind if Tony uses this on the channel?
Nah, no problem.
All right.